I went back to the same doctor. I said, you are going to open up this MRI scan and you're going to look at it one more time. One more time, because I have only one more chance to make the games. Let's say about 2-3 years ago, I started to have like a lot of pain and we were not quite sure what it was. So we have done a lot of like over 10 different MRI and X-rays. And because over the years I've had a lot of injuries, I was coping with it okay in the beginning because you thought that, oh, it's gonna get better because you continue to believe in the treatments that you're doing. You continue to obviously believe in the team around you because you're a specialist. But then as it took like, okay, 1 year it's not going over, second year it's not going over. That's when I realized that after 2 years that something needed to change and I had to advocate for myself. I went back to the same doctor that had been looking at me for a year. I said, you are going to open up this MRI scan and you're going to look at it one more time. One more time, because I have only one more chance to make the games. It's coming up and I want to do anything in my power to know that I did everything as much as possible that I could to make sure that there wasn't something else going on. So he looked at it one more time and within an hour it was like, okay, yeah, we have to schedule you for a surgery. So if I didn't advocate for myself, I think I would still be dealing with that injury and that pain. I was born with two of the bones, the calcaneus and the ventricular bone, that were fused, joined together versus it being split. It's called a calcaneus ventricular, also known as coalition of fused bone. When we realized that that was the case, we decided that either I could make two decisions. I could continue to train with it, which I have done my whole life, or we did a surgery, which was going to be risky, because that could also just derail the rest of my future as an athlete, and especially with the Olympics coming up. So it was a tough choice. We made that choice. Surgery went really well. Now the question is it going to do the trick, right? I've seen definitely a lot of improvement, but it's going to take a little bit of time to know if it's really going to do take all the pain away. That's just going to take some time, but I've definitely been seeing some improvement so far. The recovery has been really hard, mentally, physically. It's a lot of, you have to have a lot of patience. Technically they said that this type of surgery, when you do it, it can take 1 year to 1.5 years to come back from it. It's very, very painful. Like the type of things that I have to do, the type of, I was doing things 2 weeks that most people would not do 4 months in surgery. So imagine, you just got cut open, basically. You still have tendon and there's a lot of things going on around that area, and you have to kind of show up every morning at 5 a.m. with your physical therapist, and then she's just moving the legs just back and forth, and it's just so painful. You basically just want to tap in, just tap in, put the white towel on the ground, just done. But the giving up is something that is there for sure. But because I have a goal, I have a dream, I continue to work towards it every single day. But definitely there's an internal struggle for sure when you're going through pain and to push through pain. The goal is to complete all the World Cup, the remaining World Cup of the second half of the season. So I did one before the Christmas break, basically. I did Altenburg, Germany. Now in Winterberg, we're here. That'll be a second World Cup. And the goal is to compete in St. Moritz World Cup as well in Switzerland, and then Lillehammer in Norway as well. To complete all those 4, the goal is to kind of stay focused and kind of stay sharp, because sometimes when you just completely take off the season, it's a little bit hard to come back from it. But the goal is to kind of stay on the ice, keep sliding. Yeah, the World Championship was not one that we had on the list for this year, or at least for this season. The goal is to still work towards that. There's a rule in the rule book that if you do 4 World Cups out of the 8 World Cups that you can qualify. So I think it would depend on where I am on the ranking as well, which is something that I've told myself that I'm not going to stress about, right? I'm going to do all the 4 races, see where I am. If I get the chance to compete in the World Championship, it will be awesome, because it will be my 5th World Championship and the first of an African to ever do that. But if that doesn't happen, that's totally okay. I'll be okay with that. Eventually it's about how can I be healthy? How can I continue to learn the different tracks and stay healthy, and continue to have a good summer? That's the big goal. But I'll take the little cherry on the cake for the World Championship if I get that position, if I get that granted. So.